Hi, I'm here today with Roger Peverelli from VODW. Hi Roger, thanks for speaking to us today.
Hi.
Roger, looking back at some case studies that you've come across and probably have done yourself, what sort of trends have you picked up on in terms of consumer behaviour?
Well, I think there are basically like 6 trends that are most important currently.
Yeah.
The first one is the changing relationship between customers on the one hand and financial institutions on the one hand. On the other hand, it has to do, of course, with lack of trust. And well, I think that when you look on how to solve that issue, it is really all about intensifying the frequency as well as the quality of interactions.
Yes.
Actually improving the daily provision of services. That's the way to move forward and to really restore trust.
Sure. And
another trend is the growing importance of transparency and simplicity.
Yep.
Well, of course, that puts a lot of pressure on margins for financial institutions. The way out there is to really make sure that you combine simple and transparent products with an engaging customer experience. Yep. Another trend is the growing importance of what we call the wisdom of crowds, social media, and how to respond to that. Although that is mostly put in the perspective of brand reputation, in our perspective it's really all about another way of doing business, where you see that points of comparison and points of reinforcement in the sales cycle are becoming more and more important. Sure. And that's something that companies should tap into. Well, another one, of course, is discussion about ethics. That's what we would consider the fifth trend. And well, ethics is about what can we invest in, what can we not invest in. That's basically the way that the industry is talking about it. But when you ask consumers, they ask for something completely different. They just say, sell me the products that you would buy yourself, and treat me the way that you would like to be treated. Yeah. Well, then there are 2 more trends. One is the growing. A lot of trends. No, there are 7 actually. Yeah. Another trend is the growing share of self-directed customers. Yeah. People who really want to take matters in their own hand, who want to be in control. They rely firmly on their own judgment. They do value expert advice, but well, in a different way than we're used to. And these are the kind of customers. It's a growing segment. 35 to 50% in all Western countries, and we should try to cater to them with offering them tools for empowerment. Sure. And the last trend is being close. It is really about delivering services on the human scale, personal recognition, being authentic, having a true identity. So these are really the most important trends.
Sure, sure. And do you see differences in terms of global trends? Are consumers, demanding different things in the US, Europe, emerging markets?
Definitely.
What's the differences in behaviour?
Definitely. I recently was in Brazil, and I spoke to people, especially about the trust issue. And what you see, for instance, that in Brazil, some over 80% of people have a great confidence in institutions. Right. Among others, financial institutions. So what you can say is they are the real optimists of the world. Right. Whereas in other countries, especially in Europe, but also in other places, you see that there's still a lot of pessimism going on. Sure. And people are not so confident about the quality of decisions made by governments as well as
and I guess it also comes back to what you were saying about lack of trust. And,
exactly. So the whole trust issue is much more important in one country than the other. Sure. On the other hand, all the other trends, they are really pretty similar across geographies. Yeah, sure. Across segments, because they're consumer trends and not really related to, for instance, specific financial categories. Sure.
Do you feel that the fund management industry, what can do something better to help consumers and be closer to consumers as well?
Well, that actually starts with understanding consumers, and having a true interest in what triggers, what drives consumers. And I think there's still a long way to go there. Not too many fund managers really have a genuine interest in what makes consumers tick, and this is something that needs to be worked on. They don't really have a clue who their customers are. They do know who their distribution partners are, but they haven't got a clue really on who the end consumer is.
Lack of connection here.
Absolutely, absolutely, and lack of connection, lack of understanding, resulting also in an abundance of products which do not really strike the right chord.
What's the solution for them? How can they get closer to, how can they make this connection?
Well, first of all, of course, get to know them, start listening, start up a dialogue. and start learning and try to improve your offering based on what you exactly know of customers. That's the only way forward.
Sure. Excellent. Thank you, Roger, for your time on that. Thank you.